Easy peasy, man. Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe here with Deranged. For years I've been taking my family up to the White Mountains in Arizona to escape the heat of the Phoenix summers or enjoy the snow in the winters. Early on, I had the idea for a ride that would scare the heebie-jeebies out of the kids and hopefully be something they'd remember for a long time. Well, over the 4th of July weekend, I had the opportunity to be in the White Mountains with my brother Jeff and his family and thought it would be the perfect opportunity to go on this ride. As the story goes, back in the mid-70s, there was a 6-man crew of loggers working on a government contract to clear underbrush and the dead trees from an area in the White Mountains known as Turkey Springs. After a long and drama-filled day, the crew was headed home on the forest roads when they noticed a bright light shining through the trees up ahead. As they got closer, their jaws dropped as they saw what appeared to be a UFO hovering 20 feet or so off the ground. At that point, one of the men named Travis Walton got out of the truck to get closer. He approached the UFO, and as he got closer, he was lifted off the ground and thrown. The rest of the men, scared for their lives, tore off down the forest road away from the UFO. After traveling down the road for a mile or two, Mike Rogers, the foreman of the crew and friend of Travis Walton, stopped the truck and returned to the site to check on his friend. When they returned, they searched the area and found Travis Walton was nowhere to be found. After returning to town and reporting their experience to the authorities, the crew immediately became suspects for the murder and disappearance of Travis Walton. For 5 days, people from all over searched for Travis, including some of top investigators in the country. After 5 days, Mike Rogers received a collect call from a gas station phone booth from Travis Walton. He rushed to the gas station to find Travis naked as a jaybird on the bathroom floor. He was dehydrated, visibly shaken, and bruised. After some time, Travis was able to recall some of the events that took place while he was gone. Although 5 days had passed, he could only recall roughly 2 hours. During that time, he was poked, prodded, and experimented on. After his return, Travis, Mike, and the rest of the crew were given lie detector tests on multiple occasions to test the validity of their story. After multiple tests, every man passed with flying colors, and to this day, the story of Travis Walton's claimed abduction remains one of the most believed abduction stories in the world. So much so that there was a movie based on the story in 1993 called Fire in the Sky, and more recently a documentary called Travis released in 2018. All right, so we are at the site of the supposed abduction, as close as we could get anyway, without crossing into reservation property, which, don't tell anybody, but we might or might not be crossing this fence and going about 20 yards that way. So, but here we are, so let's go take a look. Not across the fence.
Definitely not.
Walking as close as we can get to the supposed abduction site of one Travis Walton.
Supposed?
We'll see. We came down, or know of somebody anyway, that wasn't us, that came down and tried to hike down to it, but it's a little hard to get down to. So this is kind of as close as we'll go, because down off this edge is a big drop off. So, but right out, either right there, I think it's right out there where that kind of circle is. So, as the story goes, supposedly, and by circle, let's see if I can circle it. Yeah, this kind of circle right here, that deal. As the story goes, supposedly, trees are growing taller in a circle around the area in which the abduction took place. So I'm not exactly sure, but if you look on the GPS coordinates, which I'll leave a link in the description to the GPS coordinates. If you look on the GPS coordinates, there is a perfect circle right at where the abduction site took place, which is kind of interesting. So anyway, kind of the purpose of this whole video is to talk about us coming out the other night and going on a ride with my son Ethan here and my brother Jeff and the cousins. So we came out, we watched the whole story, watched the documentary the night before, and then the actual movie the night of. And then at midnight, round about midnight anyway, we rode out here on the side-by-sides, parked the Razor, turned the lights off. And what did you think when we turned the lights off, dude?
You were just like...
Were you creeped out?
You were like committing suicide.
Were you creeped out or what?
I was scared to my bones and I almost wanted to like jump out.
To be fair, I think all of us were a little creeped out because midnight, super dark night, all kinds of cloudy, lights were off. Most of us were shaking in our boots, but I think the boys more than maybe the rest of us. But it was a good time. I had red lights on the Razor, and supposedly when the spaceship was down there was a red glow around it, a red and then blue glow or whatever supposedly around it. So I turned on the red lights just for the ambiance. So overall, was it a good time? Are you going to remember that ride for a bit or what?
Yeah, forever.
Yeah. I think we'll remember that one. I've always wanted to do it. We've came up to this cabin, up to this area a bunch of times, and we've always wanted, let's go dude. We've always wanted to watch the whole Travis Walton thing and then ride out and get as close to the abduction site as we could in the middle of the night. So we took advantage when Jeff was here with his boys, and we had a good time scaring the crap out of the boys and making them pee their pants a little bit.
No.
And and then maybe getting a little spooked out ourselves. So anyway, good time. That kind of goes around and makes our way back to where we started. It's basically just a forest road. So we'll take some shots along the way. Feel free to stick around and watch the rest of the ride. We'll do some good shots and whatnot and have a good time. But if not, make sure you like and subscribe before you leave. We appreciate you watching. We have a lot of fun doing this. Myself, Garrett, and Dave really have a good time. Just gives us a good reason or excuse to get out in the machines and have a good time. So thanks for checking us out. Don't forget to check out our website as well, derangedoffroad.com. We got some lights, accessories, parts, apparel, that kind of stuff going on there. So check us out. We appreciate the support, and we'll see you on the next one.
Okay, bye.
If you want to make some great memories with your friends and family, I've left the GPS coordinates for the abduction site in the description below, as well as a link to our route from the Polaris Ride Command app. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys on the next one.